Hello, I am going to discuss the article that was on Blackboard, Teaching Geometry for Deeper Understanding Using the 5 Van Hille levels. I'm also going to put the screen on there just so we can kind of go through the things I've learned. I can relate to these levels. I feel like I was in elementary school in the late 80s, early 90s, and I think that I was always trying to play catch up, and I didn't really get the whole geometry and algebra. And I think something like this would have really benefited a student like me with different learning levels, and you need to achieve these different levels to get up to where you need to be for that grade or that lesson plan or whatnot. I just thought it was very interesting. Why is teaching and learning geometry so difficult? I definitely think it's missed at the base, the foundation. Back then, I've been substituting for a little while and having children in elementary school. I do see them learning about shapes and areas and perimeters and different things like that way earlier than when I did it. So I think that, this rubric and, these new theories are definitely coming into play. I like that they touched on some students are not going to be at the same level, even though they're both third graders. And, teachers run out of time through the whole year. And what happens at the end of the year when you move on to the next grade and maybe you're not ready for those levels of geometry? I think that goes in any subject matter, algebra, English, reading, keyboarding, anything. It's probably a constant struggle that I'll become familiar with when I have a classroom. But we can't let those students who are lower and not quite grasping those concepts, we can't let them struggle, because they will struggle in junior high and struggle in high school. And I think that's where I definitely fell into. I really like the examples they were giving, things, kind of milestones or, checkpoints, I guess you could say. Visual recognition in elementary schools. That can be grades 2 through 5, and maybe even like first grade or kindergarten. They might be able to recognize different shapes or squares or 2D versus 3D. And I like that they point out more than once that geometry is a subject that builds upon itself. And like I said, students who are lost at the beginning, it can be a very frustrating learning experience for a long time for them. Level 0. The examples that they had were great. I am a hands-on learner. I'm a visual learner. I like to touch, to feel, to do examples over and over again until it clicks. And I think a lot of these examples that they did include in here, let me find some, are more than just a worksheet. Like even this pass it on geometry diagrams. You could have a definition and then the example. And here we go with some more vocabulary matching the assignment, or like what to do, different angles. I also really liked, I'm going to find it here. There was a word sort almost, or here we go. Elementary schools are so filled with word sorts for reading and vocabulary that I think, why not tie math into it? I really liked this quadrilateral card sort. Just different examples, and you can put them into categories, because with math, how many different quadrilaterals can there be? So I just think different activities like that. Here again, you have 4 in a row game. Like, make a game out of it, but it's going to help you tie the ideas to the vocabulary to it. So I think I will be saving this, bookmarking this article just to keep in mind.